Okay, welcome back to another episode of Evan Better Presents Prison Architect Alpha 13. So, we figured out what the issue was with that visitation center last time. I've moved it now to here. I kind of like this idea, because then they don't really have to enter the prison. They come in through a door here, prisoners come in through a door here, here's the main door to the prison. Alright? Of course, there's going to be another couple of doors along this corridor, like right here, for example. Slow them down if they ever do try to escape. We've got our 4 workshops. Alright, with space for other things. Alright, this is going to be the yard for the first prison here, or for this first cell block. I redid the cafeteria slightly. 5 serving trays, door into the kitchen, door into the service hallway. Alright. Storage center. All established. All good. Offices for the administrative staff. All good. There is a chance I'm actually going to move these back one space because I want to have a perimeter fence at least around the entire bloody prison. Because, goddamn no, these frickin' idiots are going to try and escape. And we just can't let that happen. Our regime is going to call for very regular use of shakedowns when we do open up this prison. And the whole idea is that if you're doing a lot of shakedowns, people are not going to be trying to escape. They're too busy being searched. They're going to be worried, and we'll find those tools. Here's going to be our main cell block. Alright, as you can see, it's a frickin' beast. I have no idea what the maximum size of occupancy is going to be in this thing, but it's going to be well into the 100. I would think. I mean, look how many jail cells I can make. So we're just going to continue to map out everything we need to map out here. Alright, like again, the whole idea of the first 2 episodes, I won't sing it past the first 2. After this, we'll start making actual prison. But again, like I said, the planning phase is the most important phase, because if you don't do the planning phase right, then nothing else is going to be right. For example, this section here is going to be power plants. Alright, I figured it out. It's going to be about 4. 4 to power every frickin' thing in this whole prison. Alright, and of course we can't afford 4. Not off the bat. It's 40 grand or something stupid like that. Well, yeah, they're 5,000 each. So that's 40 grand right off the bat. We can't afford that, so we're not going to have that. Alright, so the way this is going to work is very, very simplistic. Alright, cells all along here. We're still going to have the centralized shower. I still believe in shower is a major portion of the cell block should be the shower. Because you need to make sure that these guys can all get in, all get their shower, and, you know, everyone's happy. So I'm thinking maybe making this, almost this entire area a shower here. Something like that. Like that much space is just pure shower. And then around the shower, common room. You see? See the idea? Now, because of our doorway being over here, I want to make sure that, you know, when they're going to the cafeteria time, they've got the space to do it. They can get to the cafeteria pretty easily. This long hallway is going to add time. It's probably going to add 10 minutes to walk to the cafeteria. We're going to have to take that into account with our regime. So when we plan out our regime next, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be including kinds of things like that. So first thing first, we have to decide how the shower is going to work. So I want to have entrances, wide entrances into the shower. You guys all know that that's the way I work, because that's where people start having issues, is they start running into the shower and they get angry and they fight each other. Alright. I don't think I'm going to space the shower heads out this time. I really don't think so. I think I'm just going to do it like that. Because we've got a lot more prisoners who need to be able to shower this time around. So we're going to have to deal with that. No, we'll make it wider. I want to have at least a 2 gap around every spot. I didn't even think about that. I could do shower heads on one side, on both sides actually. So, well, we have to take into account that this is going to be very expensive. It's going to be very expensive to have a prison like this. All right, shower heads on that wall, shower heads all on this wall. And we'll reduce it back because we will have a shit ton of showers. We don't need to go crazy with the showers. Alright, so this will be the shower. 2 spacing, shower head, wall. Okay. Shower heads up to there. Oh, I did that wrong. This is why we do the planning, people. This is why we do it. Make sure we get everything all perfect. Alright. That'll be our shower. Alright, there's plenty of space for them to come in. They have their showers. They get on out. Alright, that looks huge. I know. It's freaking massive. It takes up a big section of our prison block. That's important. We've been through this. Very important. They get that. Yard up here. Common room, I said before, is just... I mean, Christ. Maybe this will be the common... I'll make 2 common rooms, okay? Just to make everybody happy. Here's 1 common room. And I'll build another common room right up here as well. Damn. Alright, so we'll put the other common room right there. It's just a guideline. I love symmetry. Not a huge fan of making things that don't look symmetrical, that don't function symmetrically. No, I like... this is about as off-kilter as I'm willing to get, because we have a doorway over here. You know, otherwise I would try to match everything up to be perfectly symmetrical. You can't always do that, so I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Okay, but we're just going to plan out. Like I said, this episode's just going to be for the rest of the planning. We've got the majority of the prison started in the planning phase. We're going to get the rest of it figured out this time around. Don't you worry. Alright, we'll leave that as a doorway pathway for the prisoners, because we need to make sure they can get from the top to the bottom. Interesting issue. Wasn't planning that out. More common space. I'll be generous. Now you might be thinking that cafeteria looks a little small for all these prisoners. I am inclined to agree. Somewhat. But then again, we'll give it a little trial and error. We'll see how things go. The name of the game is, of course, large capacity for prisoners, right? We don't want to play a pussyfoot game here. We want to be able to have. I'm breaking the mold. The mold of keeping, you know, segregated prisoner populations. Forget that. I want to have a big, unruly prison. That was my last Let's Play worked too damn well. My prison was too successful. I mean, we had a few escapes, but a lot of that was bugs and bullshit. And there was never any riots. There was never any problems. I mean, there wasn't a single riot. Once, I think there was a dispute. That's as far as anything ever got in our prison. In our last Let's Play in Alpha 12. I'm just too damn good at designing these things, I guess. So I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Make it a little bit more unruly. You know? So there we go. Here's our prison. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could actually make that more even more symmetrical by moving this over. Got a little extra space here on this side. That's fine, though, because all this extra populace has to come through this way to exit. So that's how our prison block's going to look, guys. What do you think? I think it looks pretty badass. I think there's going to be a pretty good amount of prisoners is going to be in here. I don't even know. I'll count it out later. I don't feel like counting it out right now. But Christ, that's a lot of prisoners. I mean, that is a lot of space. We might even do, just to open it up a little bit further here, so we have all these guys can go like that instead of having to go that. We will test it out. We'll see where the prisoner population goes, like when they're walking out of here. If they all walk up this way, then I'll close this off and close this off. But in the meantime, this is what it's going to look like. Okay. I didn't even realize this. These are not a proper distance apart. All these hallways are three foot wide hallways, which a 2 gate is going to look silly in. Didn't even realize that, but c'est la vie. We're working with limited space here. We'll just have to deal with that. Not much I'm going to do about that. Oh, the yard. I didn't even think about the yard. The yard. Yard. Wasn't even thinking about the yard here. This is our yard. Right here. For the prisoners. This is just a security hallway, you see? I'm going to put up fencing in this area here. I'm going to put up fencing around this. Put fencing along all this. Keeps them from being able to tunnel out easily. The yard here is going to be accessible. Interesting issue. Interesting issue. I just thought I like to have multiple doors into the yard. There's a reason for that, because it keeps them from bunching up. When they bunch up, they fight. When they fight, problems break out. You have shit time to deal with. So if we just do this, there we go. And then we can have 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. 4 entrances into the yard. Alright, that'll be the 4 entrances that go into the yard here. You might be thinking that yard is frickin' huge. Well, there's a good reason for that. It needs to be huge. Look at the size of the cell block. So a lot of prisoners are going to be living in this area. Alright, security checkpoint will be in this hallway, of course. We'll probably have 2 guards operating doors that lead from this cell block right here. Metal detectors will be right here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Security doors right there. Alright, so that's how that's going to look. Over here I said this is going to be the power stations, and it's going to be the infirmary. Are we forgetting any other rooms here? We've got our shower, we've got our yard, storage is established, canteen, kitchen is established, garbage that's established, infirmary, morgue, that'll be established, security office, that'll be established, laundry, we need to have a laundry as well. We've got our visitation, we've got our workshops, our 4 workshops. Cleaning cupboards we don't have yet. Alright, so let's plan out this square here. This is going to be our utility square. So I said power. I'm going to put a power station down here feeding this cell block. Power station up here feeding the rest of the entire prison. Another power station up here feeding the north cell block. And then another power station over here feeding the west cell block. So the top has 3. What the hell? I can probably fit all of them up here. Let's just figure this out. Utilities. It needs to be that kind of a square. So that's a 3x3 block. Alright, so it needs to have space for the capacitors. So 1, 2, nope, water. Alright, so power, water. Space for the capacitors. Power. Water. 2. Remember, the lines can't cross. That's the big deal with these things. Power lines cannot cross each other. Power, water. Power, water. Power, water. All right. That takes care of all that. This space here becomes kind of unusable if I do it that way, though. Ha. Ha 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 ha. Power, water, power, water. Power and water. Alright. Door to that hallway. This is our power and water. I'll do like this goes down, this goes over, this goes over, this goes up. That works. Now we need an infirmary. Now the infirmary never gets any real use, or at least in our last prison it didn't get a lot of use. So we'll go easy with that. So I think the beds are pretty big, aren't they? Where are those infirmary beds at? Medical bed. I can't remember how big those things are. Let's just assume they're a 4x4. I think they're like that, right? There's something like that size, if I remember correctly. Okay. The entrance will be right up there, and then the morgue can be right here. I don't think the beds are that long. There we are. I think that's more than enough medical beds. I've never really had to use more than that. Expansion's always nice, though. Alright, there we go. We got our morgue. Three morgue beds, maybe 4, whatever. Got our morgue, got our infirmary, got our power station, got our prison block, got our yard. Common room we don't really have established. Maybe I'll just establish a section of the yard as the common room. What do you think? We just made... we just made that area there the common room. Phones, workbenches, stuff like that. That'll be the common room there. Alright. Let's see what else we got to plan out here. Perimeter fencing. Important. I just thought about something. Where am I going to put the doors for these things? Stupid bastards. Why do they even have to exist? There's no way to move them across the street. Could move them up here, I guess. Just a measurement tool again. Could always move them up here out of the way. As long as they're not bothering me, I don't really care. Okay, there we go. Put the offices up there. Then I can get rid of this, and we can make sure that the prisoners cannot easily escape anywhere. You know, we'll have a double perimeter fence so we'll have a fence, and then we'll have a perimeter fence, right? Maybe if that doesn't work out so well, we'll put a concrete wall instead. I don't really know yet, but that's how we're gonna do stuff around here. All right, and then we'll put a concrete wall. Let's just plot this out. If that cell block's going to be the exact same size, then that is the wall that leads to the cell block, right? That's how we're to believe that. Does it need to be the same size, though? I mean, does it really, really need to be the same size? I don't think it does. I would really like to give that canteen a little bit more space, truth be told. Like, how long is this thing? I don't even know if we can match it. If we can't match it, we're not doing it. Same way. 33 long. Yeah, we can match the same. Let's just plot it out. Alright. Shit. I think that works. Not 100% sure. Of course, this will be a security checkpoint right here. You know, I don't want those guys... Like, it'll just be a couple of doors with metal detector. I won't post... There'll be lockable doors. You know, again, there'll be a door right here. Our main entrance door is right here. There'll be another door right here. The whole idea is that you guys are not going to escape very easily. If you do try to riot, there's going to be lots of doors, and there's going to be lots of opportunities for the police to bust your ass. That's the whole thought process. So, concrete wall will be going around this. Yeah. And we'll put a fence all the way up to that point there. Alright, it'll go all the way down like that. And along like that. This will be the perimeter wall that we're building. Alright. For right now, it'll just connect... well, no, it will not. I want this thing surrounded. What's the gap here? 1, 2, 3... It's a 4-meter gap in the center. Just like that. I don't know what we're going to build over here just yet. Haven't really figured that one out. I suppose we could always build another prison cell, another prison area. But I want this prison section surrounded by fence, as you can see here. The perimeter fence is going to go all the way up to this point, to the garbage, basically. It's going to connect right there. Prisoners will come... Oh, wait, that doesn't work because the entrance is right there. Damn it all. Damn it. Perimeter fence goes up to here, maybe? Yeah, maybe the perimeter fence goes up to that point. I don't know yet. I don't know what the prisoners are going to try to do. We can run it along the sidewalk even if we had to. It's hard to know. It's hard to know what the prisoners are going to be up to, right? Exactly where they're going to try and escape to, what they're going to try and do. Perimeter wall there. Delivers can lose a spot, I think. Staff door goes to that. Yeah. Alright. So that's how we'll do it. This will be a perimeter wall along this. This is foundation. This is hard for them to tunnel through. Look at all this. One of the reasons why I'm not doing big, huge gaps is because what they'll try to do is they'll try to tunnel out to the closest open area, right? Then they'll run to the exit. Well, if there's a perimeter wall, they can't easily do that. If there's a second layer of fence, they got to go through the fence, then they got to go through the perimeter wall. So if if I have a fence like that as well, that doesn't leave them a lot of places to escape to, is it? I mean, they got to go through quite a bit to be able to escape. And of course, the guards and shit will be right on their asses the whole time. And that'll become the yard for that prison cell there. Alright. We've got our prison mostly planned out, people. We can always leave this area to figure out in the future. Not a big deal. I don't know what we'll do. We'll figure something out at another point. And perimeter walls will go again. Right there. With a fence. Like that. Wait a second. Oh, this wall is 1 meter short on this side. Okay. And then the perimeter wall will go along that, just like that, right? No, it's supposed to be too wide. So I think we're either one too high on this side or something's not measuring up here. It's 21. It's supposed to be 20, isn't it? 20. Alright, so we've gone one space too bloody high with this wall. We'll just erase that and bring it down. Bring it down. You guys got to give me more comments. You got to let me know what you like, what you don't like. That way I can improve stuff. I can fix things up. Make it look good. Alright, but you got to let me know. I know, there's only certain things I can give you guys that that you're going to want. Can't give you everything. It's just the way of the world. But there are things I can do to facilitate your wants and your needs. Don't sweat. Alright. So there we go. That's how that's going to look. Regular fence, perimeter wall fence, foundation. I think that looks pretty boss. Pretty goddamn boss. Alright, they all come in there. Boom, get their food. Yard. Yard. Alright guys, I think we've got it all planned out, so I'm going to call it here, and in the next episode, I'm going to start laying the foundations for our new prison. And make sure that every day in prison's an even better day. I'll see you guys later.